Hello, Voidy.
Hello. How's it going?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
just a little stressed out, but it's okay. Everything's being resolved.
Well, that's good. I'm sorry to hear that you're stressed, though.
It's okay. It happens. That's just part of life.
Yeah. Can I sit on these benches?
I think so. Maybe. Or maybe not.
No. I can stand on them. I will stand. All right. Well, I don't really know how to start this. I keep forgetting how one starts these things. We're in VR chat.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Chat.
I like it. It's fun. It's fun in here.
It is. I do like VR chat too. It is pretty fun. And with the VR headset, it's definitely like way different, I would say. Especially if like you go into places and like are playing the little games they have.
Yeah. Definitely. I that's one of the reasons why I'd really like to get a VR headset, is just to experience more of VR chat. But, you know, it is what it is.
It is.
So, would you like the first question?
Sure.
Why did you accept the invite?
The invite here?
To do the interview with me.
To do the interview?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I didn't know what the interview was going to be about or anything, but I figured if it was something that was like to help you out, you know, hey, I'm down. I don't mind being asked questions. I've never really been interviewed on like this before, so I was like, hey, cool.
Try something new. See what happens. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sorry that I didn't give you much information. I guess that's something I should fix in the future.
That's okay. Yeah, it sounds like.
It's just like I approach people and ask, "Hey, you wanna do an interview with me?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure," as if they know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. I figured we'd be playing video games together and talking though. So I mean, like,
yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
I was like,
it's a lot of standing
dance.
around.
Let's see here. It's got a lot of dance. Let's see here. I can't see, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, there you are. You're dancing now.
I know I can do different dances. I think.
Oh gosh.
There's like 3 pages of dances for this one.
Well, it's like, kind of a popular character, so yeah.
And then there's shades.
I like those.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was fun. I'll show you where I got this avatar. I actually got it in the same place I got. Hold on. Actually, I don't know where this one comes from. It's made by the same author, but I haven't found where it originates from.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. But this one led to me finding the other one.
I like that. I like that style.
I think this one, yeah, this one just does some dancing too. Yeah, you know what's weird? I can't figure out how to crouch with VR. I've tried. Like the typical button combinations that would like do stuff don't do the same things in VR. It's weird.
Weird. That is weird.
Well, it's because it reads your hand gestures to do things.
Oh, yeah.
Like especially if they got like different faces.
I'm gonna
I gotta
double check something.
I got a lot of fun avatars.
Alright, well, I don't think I introduced you very well. I'm not very good at this. I haven't done this one. I haven't done this since I did it with Scully, and it's been a hot minute. I forgot how to do anything. So I didn't introduce you very well. Do you want to be introduced better, or do you just not care?
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean, yeah, so everybody just calls me Voidy. You know, my main tag is VoidsGameArchive. Typically, I know right now I'm a cat Pokemon, but typically I'm a tentacle monster or an eldritch beast or, you know, a beholder, whichever works for you in the naming.
Their avatar is to me on the right. Yes, the right.
Yeah.
That's them. They are a good bean.
I am a good bean.
All right, let's move on. Sorry. Next question. What do you do?
Like for a living or just like in general?
However you want to answer that.
Well, so this is kind of like more like a two-part answer. So like for my main thing, I am a homemaker. I am currently you know, I take care of my mom. She takes care of me because of my condition. I can't work normally. You know, as I try as a way to try to start earning some revenue and stuff, which has been happening a little more lately in the last year, so that's been nice.
That's awesome.
I started doing streaming.
Yay! That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you have that.
Yeah, and honestly, with like the way my community's been growing and with the way everybody's been, it's only like made me like feel more confident about streaming and like, you know, hanging out with everybody and stuff, because usually I am a huge introvert.
Yeah. I've certainly felt that for myself, is that and that's partially why I started streaming, was just to make friends and come out of my shell a little bit, because I was tired of feeling isolated. So it really did help me in that area. Yes, I think I can understand.
I 100% understand that too, because I don't know like what's considered TMI or whatever. I have no real problem like talking about like myself in any like way.
It's up to you.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, because like I do have like depression and anxiety, and that always makes everything extra exciting. So.
Just an extra layer of difficulty.
Yeah. This is really like just being able to interact with people and stuff, and like having that kind of community and like making friends and everything has really helped me like open up better and everything like that. So it's been really nice.
I'm glad you have that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you take care of your mom, and your mom takes care of you. Do you want to go in more detail of that, or not really? Do you want to leave it at that?
Oh no, that's fine. Okay, so because I've got syncope, I'm like a human fainting goat. I can lose my sight or my hearing. I could stop having motor function. So my mom takes care of me, and you know, because I can't work a normal job, I take care of our entire home. You know, like I do all the chores, I make dinner, take care of the cats, you know, all that stuff. So I'm basically the housewife.
Yeah, except you're not married.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but, you know, that way she doesn't have to have that extra level of stress, and, you know, I have my own ways of helping to contribute, because, you know, obviously because I don't work, I was able to get on Access, and I have EBT and stuff, and I'm working towards getting on disability, so that way I can actually help in a way that's a little bit more significant, other than just doing menial chores and stuff, you know?
Yeah. But it sounds like you're doing what you can with what you have, and that's great.
Yeah. And
I'm glad
and my family's been like super supportive about stuff, so
I'm glad you have that. That's awesome. Yeah, supportive families are great.
Yeah, it helps. My mom's a huge nerd and plays video games too, so.
Oh, that's wonderful. What kind of games do you like to play together?
My mom and I haven't gotten to play much together recently. We were playing V Rising for a while, and she really does enjoy playing Terraria. I was hoping to do a Terraria stream soon and see who all wanted to join in on that, because I found that, like, you know, a lot of us have it, but we never all actually play together. So we did it just a little bit for fun off stream the other day, and I was like, yeah, this is really fun. Why aren't we doing this more? And well. It helped that I gave everybody Zenith blades, so everybody's like, you know, rave dancing around the map, fighting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodness, I remember when I was much younger, I played Terraria a lot, and I got into modding it a little bit, but mostly just for creative mode. And the thing is, I did this with Minecraft too, where I'd unlock cheats because I wanted to make something or do something. And then once I had those cheats unlocked, it's like, the game is pointless now. And so I didn't realize it until I was much older that, like, apparently I enjoy struggle.
It's okay. Struggles make things fun sometimes, except for when you struggle a little too much.
A little too hard, and it's like, oof, not fun anymore.
Indeed.
Yeah, okay. Next question. Why do you do what you do? I think you already explained most of it, but there's any part that you feel like you want to explain a bit more.
Honestly, I also started streaming because it's like I have such a huge video game library, but because of like I've got part of my depression is I've got something called like depressive paralysis that like makes that like stops me from like wanting to like finish doing things.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a good way to help me get out of that habit of like not completing things. I'm like, I'm gonna complete this. It's gonna happen. It's gonna get done. So I've been using stream as a way to like help me complete video games that I wouldn't normally do that, because it's like I'll start something like 6 times before I finish it.
Yeah, funnily enough, that was also one of my reasons for starting streaming, was just like, I have some of these games, most of them are survival games, because that's the niche that I like the most. And it's like, I realized that a lot of them have endings, and most of what I do when I play survival games is I start, I build a house, and then I feel satisfied and quit.
Right? You're like, the house is done, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna find something else to do. And streaming is a way for me to like, no, these things have progression. They have tech trees. I'm gonna go through the tech trees. I'm gonna finish the game. I'm gonna find all the stuff. And that's been really helpful. So I can totally relate on that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There's just so much I would have never like done if I hadn't started this. Like I think I've actually solidly beat like 100%ed a few games since I've started streaming.
Oh, that's awesome.
Of course, it's not fully reflected in my catalog. I gotta update that.
Yeah, but still, that's cool. I'm glad you got to do that. All right, next question. Do you make things?
In like what sense? Like do I do crafting, or
some
like
people have
art,
answered it
like
as like what they make is streams, and I accept that. And some people have little hobbies that they really like it to engage in, and so it's really however you want to answer that, how you feel it applies to you.
So I will say yes to both. Like I do like making streams. Like I like taking my time to like update my overlay and change things up for the season and stuff like that. That is fun. I wish I had well, I mean, as of late it's because I've been like super busy in the holidays, but I do typically like working on, like, I always like adding new things to it to like make it more entertaining for people, I guess. And
do you have any examples of that?
Yeah, so like my current overlay that I have, like for like my main screen and stuff like that, I made that myself.
Awesome. High five.
Yeah, high five. It took me like a couple of hours, but I thought it looked nice.
Yeah.
So I set that up, and because I could never work out where a good place for the chat box to be, I actually got one of those top scrolling chat bars so people could see what was being said still, but like as a side scroller.
Yeah, one of those. Okay.
Yeah, because my main problem is always finding how to fit everything in there, because I knew with where I have my avatar, I kind of like, if it sounds weird, I don't like having my chat just free scrolling over the top of whatever I'm streaming, because I want people to be able to see what I'm streaming.
It kind of blocks the game a little bit.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh, this top scrolling one is perfect.
Wonderful. So you made, I'm assuming, and that's bad of me, that you drew your own avatar?
No, actually,
No?
I
Okay.
do have an artist. I have to update because I had an artist panel that I had to remove because bad blood, and then
Yeah.
and then I have a new artist. He just sent me all of his information, so I'm gonna update it now. His he goes by Man of Bone. I'm actually gonna link
Oh
him
yeah.
and stuff in my
Scully's
Discord.
Scully's
Guy.
artist.
Yeah, he's the one who drew my new avatar. I am a terrible
Awesome.
artist. Like so this is hilarious. I can't draw like Skull was like, "You want to try out my tablet?" Handed it to me. I was like, "I have no idea what to do with this thing. I'm so used to drawing on like paper
Paper,
and
yeah.
stuff." I was like, I don't know, because it's like
Yeah.
I can draw stuff and I can draw pretty well if I'm like looking at something.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I try to like freehand something, or like if I don't like have like some kind of like visual representation, it comes out like garbage. It comes out like
Yeah. Art is hard.
art is hard.
I feel like we strayed a little bit from the question. Do you want to circle back to that?
Oh yeah, sure.
So, go ahead.
So aside from that, I do like to like make things. Actually, I do like quite a bit of crafting with my aunt. I would probably like do more of it and like share it more with you guys if I did it more frequently, because we actually make cups and stuff together.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
like clay cups or
So what she does is that she customizes tumblers.
oh, okay.
So
I see.
like usually but like she's usually it's customized like with art and stuff. Like like for Christmas she'll do these ones that look like they've got they're covered in snow, and then they've got like chocolate dripping down the rim and like little decorations on it and stuff.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then
That's really
like
fun.
she's made me a couple of custom ones. Like I've got a Sailor Moon one, and then like a Beauty and the Beast cup, and then my mom's got like a mix of Ouran Host Club and Hunter x Hunter on a cup.
I've actually seen both of those animes, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so she's got her Ouran Hunter's cup. So
Oh goodness.
yeah. So
do you have a favorite of those cups?
Honestly, probably my Sailor Moon cup, because I think it's bigger than my Beauty and the Beast one. But like otherwise, like they're all really nice cups.
You like them all? Okay.
Yeah, they're nice.
Fair enough. Do you want to move on to the next question?
Oh sure, yeah, I'm down to do whatever. If you want to run around in here and talk or whatever, as I think there might be another spot to this. Let me see.
Yeah. Well,
So you're
we'll
not
see.
standing in one spot.
Move along.
Because I want to say that this
Oh,
lobby had
can
a
you
secondary
jump off?
area.
I'm on the edge right now.
I think you can jump off, but then it just like restarts you at some spot. Let's
Oh,
see.
that's freaky. Oh, goodbye.
Yep. Yeah. I was like, yeah, it just spawned me back here.
Okay.
I wanted to say that this had like a whole other area to it. Either that or they built it as a secondary map. Let me see. Because that's how this lobby worked in the game. You could like be like, oh, take me to the next spot.
So this is from Digimon, right?
Yeah.
I'm not very familiar with Digimon. I've never really played it. But I know that you've been playing through it a little bit recently, right?
Yeah, I did it for Digi December.
How did you enjoy that?
It's pretty fun. So Digimon World 1 is excruciatingly hard to play because like you have to it's like it's all a numbers game. You have to like reach a certain criteria in order to be able to like do certain things. Nice. And they basically like unless you can actually get those things done, like, and even if you mess up like one of the criterias, like you won't get the Digimon that you want, and you may end up like with a literal turd.
No.
And
That's a bummer.
Yeah, this game is actually a lot easier because while you still have to meet certain criterias, they don't make you go through like a lot of the stupid hoops that you got to go through to digivolve your Digimon.
Okay. Well, the next question is, why do you really make things?
Well, I guess because I like it, you know, it's fun, and like, you know, I hope to like actually be able to like make like I'm not looking to make millions of dollars, but if I can make like a couple $100 every now and then, that's enough for me. I want to be able to like do this and like bring entertainment to others because I didn't realize just how much I like entertaining people. I didn't realize.
Until you tried it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a goofy goober.
So entertaining others, what does that mean exactly?
I don't know. I like showing things to people that they may not have known before, like they may not have seen before, or showing them something in a game that they may not have known. I like it when people come in and share things with me that I might not have known. And it's like, I also like showing off because like I got like no, I say I like showing off. I got weird games. I have a huge library. Like a stupid like I was taking inventory and I think like across all of our consoles in the house we have over 400 video games.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's quite a collection.
I'm not even counting what I have on my PC.
Oh yeah, goodness.
Yeah.
Do you know if you have any repeats?
We actually so I do have a couple of games on more than one console, but that's just because either the player basis has been phased out and moved on to a newer console or something like that. Take Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It was an Xbox 360 game. But unless you knew other people that were, specifically playing it on the 360, you weren't getting very far. And then they brought it back and put it on the Switch, like remastered. So, and same thing goes for Castle Crashers. I've probably got more than one copy of that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Would you like to move on to the next question?
Sure. Was there anything you wanted me to elaborate on?
I don't think so. I think you did a pretty good job with that one.
Okay.
If there's something else, I'll let you know. How about that? And if something comes to mind, I'll just ask you.
Of course.
How about that?
Also, if you get bored of this world, because I know it's making it easier for the interview, I could always try to take you someplace else, but it's probably going to be boring too.
No, let's stay here. At least there's something here, and it works. Don't break what works. I know that's a bad way of coping, but that's what we're doing right now. There's another one over there. We can jump on probably.
And then we'll have a staring contest because our oh wait, that car's do blink. Damn, but we can't control it.
Nope. Hello. I wish I had a zoom. But you're just standing over there menacingly.
I can stand or I can dance. Let's see. What's the penguin? Oh, I'm like, what's penguin?
I like this image a lot.
I can't see what I'm doing, so
you'll see it in the recording. Oh, you're doing the Club Penguin dance.
Oh, okay, because it's called a Penguin Boogie. I've never actually played Club Penguin, so I don't know nothing.
I've only seen the dance.
But you understand the meme better than me.
Meme culture. It flows through me.
I know. Now this one. We'll just circle through the dances and see what they are.
Next question is, who is someone you like?
I like a lot of people, but like, I mean like, you mean like streamer-wise, stuff like that, or?
Don't really care. Just maybe pick a couple that you think are neat or cool, or that you just like, and we'll talk about them.
That's fair. I like a lot of people. I've met a lot of really cool and interesting people in my time and streaming, and unfortunately, while I would like to bring them up now, a few of them now, I might avoid that subject because they were
fair enough.
So, I don't know. So through meeting people, I would say like the Azure King Ganon, he's been a really solid friend, and he usually struggles a lot with his streaming because he has he's just now getting like a newer computer and stuff. So that'll be a better setup for him. And we're all really excited because now we'll all be able to play more video games together. Because I told him like, get Epic, they have all these free games right now. You better get on it. And he's like, I don't have a computer that works with it. And I was like, but when you do, you'll have all these games. And he's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
so he's excited because he wants to play the Evil Dead and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's really nice. He's a fun guy, and he's pretty funny. Really solid. Like him and Skull are like twins with their humor. They're both a couple of dorks. They're like they're on wavelengths and like finish each other's sentences and stuff. And like as a trio, we do it all the time. So I want to get that. I want to actually make a jape for our channels. Like, have you ever seen the ASDF movies?
Yes.
So you know the one like where the duck quacks and he's like, oh, I was thinking the same thing. Like
Yes.
the wave. Yeah, I was gonna make a jape for our channels.
That's awesome. I love that.
And you know, and you and yourself have been pretty awesome. I know we don't get to like talk a lot, but I always really do appreciate like when we get to hang out and it like I get to like know you better and stuff, and it's really nice. It's because I will say this, I don't actually know a lot of female streamers.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. In my time of even just doing the interviews, I realized that I have a lot more males on my list than females or non-binary or, you know,
Yeah,
like anyone who isn't male.
Yeah, because I talked to, you know, do you know the egg?
I
He
know
loves good
of
and
them.
stuff. Yeah, like she's like the only other female streamer I talk to on occasion. I was like, because I don't like it, so it's you, and I am starting to get to know more females. But my problem is because it's like I already have guy friends and they have guy friends, so it's hard to like.
It's hard to break out of that. Yeah.
And it's been hard to find other, you know, female streamers to like make friends with and stuff. And like I'm glad that like we have been able to like start to get to like know each other and everything because it's I was like, it's nice to have lady friends.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. It's been nice getting to know you as well.
And then I will say this, like Slash 66 I think he's changed it. It was /666 before, but I think he changed it up a little bit.
Slash Gallagher?
No, that's a different Slash. I do know
one.
Slash Gallagher too. He's also very funny and nice. I actually met him through my Slash, who's my mod. I actually knew him for a couple of years before I even started streaming. And he was like, I'll be one of your mods if you want. And I was like, yeah, I trust him. He's always, you know, he's always been great. And he started doing a little bit of streaming, but he may be falling away from it, which I'm sad, but I'm glad that he still likes to be part of it and stuff. And I like being able to participate with him, and I like being able to involve him in the ways, you know, that he wants to be involved and stuff because he gets excited about it, and he's been like a huge support.
That's awesome.
So has like many of my friends because I have like a general clique, and they've all been awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you have that. That sounds like I don't know where I'm going with that, but that sounds really nice. I'm glad you have friends.
I'm glad I've got friends too.
Finding friends can be difficult though, so I'm always happy when people have at least one friend because it's really hard to go through life without one.
Yeah, it can be hard because, you know, even before I started streaming, I had like, because I only had like really 2 physical friends. And I had a huge falling out with one of them because she was because I had a dude friend, which is Vintage. That's definitely him and I were friends for years. And then I had this other, well, I won't name her because she doesn't have like a handle or anything either. So, but she was a turd and was kind of awful to me, even though like, you ever try to do your best for someone and they're still like unappreciative and kind of like a dick? Yeah, that was my situation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking real hard for a minute because I have not been very social in my life. Actually streaming and doing these interviews is the most social I've ever been. So it's a learning process, but I remember that I also had a friend that I had a huge falling out on, and I'm sure from her perspective, I was that friend.
Mhm.
And there are days where I can't help but feel like, maybe I was. But I don't think that's an answer. That's a question that's going to be answered forever. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
I think we've gone our
like,
separate ways,
mhm.
and that's how it is.
Yeah, never knowing why they chose to behave the way they did, it is always kind of like that's like one of those questions that'll always, I won't say always haunt you, but like a little bit to me, it's something that's always gonna bother me because I never did anything to warrant like the way that she treated me.
Mm, yeah.
So, and like, but I did have a lot of like second guesses and thinking. I was like, well, maybe I was really this bad. And usually that's not the case. She was also just like a big narcissist. So,
my
and
my
you don't strike me as the kind to be, up and,
yeah. But also I've worked hard on not being a terrible person. There was a period in my life where I was, but we'll talk about that later.
it's all good. Everybody's different. Everybody deserves chances. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's,
I agree.
I think everybody's opinion on everyone is always different, and I think you're pretty
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. I feel like this next question doesn't really fit because you've kind of every person we've talked about, you kind of gave a reason for why you like about them, but why do you like them? Like, is there a connecting thread between all these people that you've talked about and appreciated?
So I have a good way of answering this. Growing up, I had a lot of like negative views on like trying to get support from people. It wasn't like a pride thing, it was more of a way I was raised. Like
Mhm.
and I'm not saying like, oh yeah, my parents intentionally did this to me. This was more like my dad and his side, my biological father and his side of the family that like did this to me. Like they made me feel guilty for trying to ask for help or anything that I did. And
Yeah.
like I had to go to like therapy and stuff. My bio dad was a pretty awful person.
I'm really sorry you had
So
to deal with that.
yeah. So like being able to just know that like these people like support me and stuff, it means the world to me because I often feel like I don't deserve that kind of support and stuff, like because what have I really done? And it just comes down to you being supportive of others make them supportive of you, and it's like I want to help everybody kind of thing. That's just the way I am. I want people to succeed in their dreams and goals, and if I can support them in any way that I can that'll help that's kind of like how I want to do. That's just kind of operations I feel like need to happen.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. So the common thread between all your friends would be that the fact that they are supportive of you.
Yeah, and I will always try to be as supportive of them as I can be, even when they're being knuckleheads.
At least you'll call them out on it.
Yes.
All right, thank you. I think that's a pretty succinct answer. Do you want the next one?
Yeah, sure.
What do you like about yourself?
So to preface, there used to be a lot I didn't like about myself. But like, nowadays it's like I'm starting to like more about myself because, I'm being told there are things I should like about myself, not just by my family and stuff, but like by like my therapist and things. Like it's helping to like reaffirm that I shouldn't have such a negative opinion of myself.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but she's like, you're a good person and you do things for people. And I was like, I don't feel like a good person.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah. But I think probably what I like most about myself is that I'm always someone that will try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't like to jump to conclusions. I don't like to just snap at people because I know a lot of times when there's a lot of he said, she said situations, I'm the kind of person that wants to know and hear both sides. I want to know what happened and stuff, and sometimes people aren't truthful and forthcoming and stuff like that, and by then you just got to make the best judgments you can. But otherwise, I like to think that I'm a person that makes pretty fair judgments about stuff, and I like that about myself.
That's cool. I like that too. There's a comment here I want to make, and I don't remember what it is, so I'm just going to leave it alone.
You're all good. You can, if it comes back to you, we're
all right. I'll ask, but yeah, that's cool. I like that. I feel like I'm realizing now that we're doing the interview that we're both pretty similar. We're surprisingly similar, because that's something that I also like about myself, is the fact that I try very hard to give most situations the benefit of the doubt, and I have not encountered many situations where I can't or won't. So
yeah, because my mom always raised me to, like, she's like, always assume, like, it's like never assume ill intent until, like, you know what's actually happening. Always have, like, but like I said, like, have the benefit of the doubt for people.
That's awesome. Your mother sounds like a lovely person.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. She's actually pretty well liked in the community too. They're like,
wonderful.
Your mom plays Skyrim.
Do you manage to get your mom on stream sometimes?
I've gotten her on stream a couple of times. She does like playing video games with us, but it's often getting her to play video games that, like, because she gets like in her way. She loves playing on her console, but she likes playing on her computer. But like, it's getting her settled in to play something that she wants to play at the moment,
Yeah, okay. But that sounds lovely. I'm glad you have that. All right, next question is, what about yourself inspires you?
Oh, shit, I would say not much beforehand, but I guess, like, if I really had to, like, take a look at the way, like, some things have gone in my life, it's the fact that I'm starting to understand myself better, especially like with therapy and things, like I not taking other people's judgments who don't know as much about the situation as seriously and stuff. And I think the fact that I'm more lenient on myself now about things probably helps.
Yeah.
But I probably like that it's like, I'm not who I was before. I and it shows even now people have like room to change, like grow and change. And while I'm not totally different from the way I was, I've certainly, I'm getting past some of the bad habits I formed from, past traumas kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, your survival techniques that you needed at the time.
Yeah, because I was definitely a bottler, and that shit's not healthy.
No, it's not. It's not good. And that's a very hard habit to get over. I totally understand that. I used to be as well. I still kind of am in some ways, but I am quicker at recognizing it.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. The next question is, how do you react to uncomfortable situations?
Oh, so it really depends. I'm usually a pretty calm person in extreme situations. I just usually have a very emotional reaction afterwards.
Okay.
But usually like it's like a delayed effect. It's like in the moment I can handle the situation, but like once, like, it depends on what the situation, like if it sinks in, it's like, oh, this will make me sad or angry. But like more often than not, it's not always bad to have that delayed emotional response, especially like when you're dealing with like something very serious.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, I had a really, really bad work experience that led me to like quit my job because of like because of how I was told how I handled it, and like I was made fun of and laughed at by like my manager
Oh
for
no!
crying afterwards. I just don't want to be graphic because I don't know what kind of stuff you are okay with talking about on stream.
Well, again, this isn't a stream; it's a recording.
The recording, you know what I mean, though. But like, what
Yeah.
kind of stuff you're okay with talking about? Because
if I'm uncomfortable with it, I'll probably cut it out. But if I think it's okay, then I'll leave it in. But
I'm good enough at explaining the situation without like being graphic, if that makes sense. Because I've had to.
It's up to you, really.
Okay, so we had a man come in that was severely injured. We had literally nurses from the hospital were there and they ignored him. And
all right, quick question: what job is this?
Circle K. I was working at a freaking
grocery store.
Yeah,
okay.
So he came in like somebody severely injured him and shoved him out of a car.
Oh no. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I can talk about it like without being too graphic.
Okay.
But I don't want to like upset you or anything.
No, I'm good.
So they shoved him out of the car and I took care of him until the ambulance got there. But nobody believed he was like, people are like, why is this guy acting so weird? Like he's tweaking. I'm like, he's severely injured. Like, and he was making a mess, so to say. And I had to tell people to get away from the area because now this is a huge OSHA violation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, get. And then like I had this coworker with me that I can only describe as a mole person. If that, I'm so sorry. I don't like because it sounds so mean, but like that was literally what she was like.
Oh.
Like she said she fainted one time and that she hit her head and we looked at the cameras and like she was just standing there and they like got down on her knees and like laid on the floor. I'm like, are you shitting me right now?
That's
like this
funny.
Like, and that's who I was stuck working with, and I was like, stop bringing people up, lock the front doors, kick people out, and she's like, but we gotta do the customers. I was like, no, I don't. We got a guy who's severely injured here, and we do not need people in the store with the mess that he's making.
Yeah. And
people like didn't, and like it was almost like people didn't realize what was happening because they were laughing because they thought he was like a tweaker or something. I'm like, no, he's severely injured. Get the hell out of here.
No,
and then so I had to handle that situation all by myself because she kept just ringing people up. And not helping me, and then I waited till the ambulance got there and they picked him up, and then like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm going in the back, I need a minute, because this whole time I've been trying to reach our manager and she's like ignoring her phone and all this other nonsense.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't until like someone asked me if I was okay that I broke down crying and a random stranger hugged me.
No.
I was
glad
like,
you got that random stranger. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So I was like, because it was weird. It was almost like I was so ready, or not so ready to handle, but like it was like my brain was like, well, the situation needed to be handled, and now that the situation's handled, you're free to walk about the cabin. And my brain went.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely been in that brain space before. It's really weird.
Yeah, but that's kind of like what this last week's been for me. Like I had to deal with a really stressful situation, and I've basically just been trying to
function
stand out and be good, because that was one of the reasons I didn't even stream yesterday, because I was just like, I'm so frazzled and I feel like I want to put my best into my work, and if I feel like I can't put my best in my work, I shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm sorry you have to deal with that, and I'm glad you quit your job, because that if you got laughed at for that, then they're terrible people. They don't deserve you. Sure. But also, like, I'm glad you were able to do the interview, even though you're going through stuff, and I
wanted to, I wanted to be here, and I am starting to feel like a little better and things. So that's like, I'm hoping that hoping for a good stream today.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
I hope you do too.
It's Splatfest, so
ooh. Fun. I really like the art style of Splatoon. I never got into it, but I really like the art style of it. I think it's very neat.
Yeah, it is very fun, and if you were gonna get into it, like, now would be the time because they fixed a lot of the issues that like came with the first two games.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like at peak performance.
Until the next game come out and
Oh
they
no, they don't need to make another one. It's good now. I just got this one.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway. Next question?
Yeah.
When was the last time you were validated?
Oh, that's a good question. Just had a feeling of validation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cause with doing this, everything that I have is like my brother actually got me everything I have in order to do my streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's who I look for my validation the most because it's like I want to make him proud and I want to do a good job and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he does validate my feelings, but sometimes I think he also over worries about me because he doesn't like that, I'm in the position I'm in where, I'm living with mom and stuff. And, part of that, is just simply because he doesn't, not that I want to say he doesn't fully understand the situation I'm in. It's just that I feel like he thinks that, there's more I could be doing. And I'm sure there is more I could be doing, but I like having health insurance.
And it seems like you have a good relationship with your mom. So, like,
yeah,
being around her seems like a pretty good treat as well.
Yeah, my mom's pretty awesome.
So, yeah, I think I can understand that.
And I love my brother, but yeah, when he tells me that, I'm doing a good job and stuff, and I always want to like share the knowledge I learned things with him too, because even he says that he might want to just get into streaming just to do streaming. There's so much I can show him now because of the skills I learned. And part of this is my brother, that's what he wanted. He wanted me to learn a lot of skills, and that's what I've been doing. But I kind of you ever taking a bigger bite than you should have kind of thing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't eat the whole elephant in one bite.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I did in the beginning because I overextended myself because I didn't realize because usually people, when they do this kind of stuff, or if they've got channels and things like that, they have people that they work with that help them to do like their video editing and all this other stuff and things like that. But it's just me. Yeah. And it's like I'm way overextending myself with having all these social medias and having a YouTube channel and all this other stuff. And my YouTube channel, while it does have videos on it, is pretty much dead right now, dead in the water, because I just haven't had the time to just sit there and do video editing for hours and put it up. Which is why I started highlight, because actually I didn't know if you know this. Skullman shared this with me, I think. You just highlight your entire video and it'll stay on Twitch. So so I've been doing that so that way I can backlog my videos that way and then come back and get them when I'm ready and in a better situation to start putting all those videos out again.
Okay, cool. That sounds like a really good plan.
And I do try to interact with my social medias, but it's hard because when you're not somebody that's used to interacting with so many different platforms, it gets hard to want to interact with them. I have Twitter. I don't know what to say on there. Sometimes I just put up questions that I'm the kind of person that likes to ask questions that would mildly upset people, in a funny way. Have you ever played Dead by Daylight?
I've seen it played. I don't play it personally.
Okay, so I was because they have all these famous killers and stuff from these. But I'm out here asking hey, where's Mimic? Because Mimic's the giant horrible bug monster movie, and I was he'd make a great killer, and people I'm the kind of person who goes up to their friends after they've been smoking and be your navel was your first mouth and stuff like that. I like to stir chaos. That's but in the funnest way. Or I asked my friends, I'm did you know that cats and dogs have 3 lobe lips, and they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, cats and dogs have 3 lips. They've got 2 upper lips and a bottom lip, and then like they get upset about that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
really
kind
fun.
of chaos. That's the kind of chaos I like to stir.
Ah, that's great. That's wonderful.
Alpha is just ghost broccoli, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is. Next question is, well, actually, so going back to the previous question, when was the last time you were validated? You mentioned that your brother.
You know, I guess like when I hit 100 followers, that was like, that was like a pretty big deal for me. I was like, hey, I hit my first 100.
Yeah.
And I'm getting pretty close to 200 here, so I'm excited to tell
Awesome.
him about that. He's been excited for me too, and so is my sister-in-law, so it's been pretty nice.
Wonderful.
It's nice to have your work validated, because his opinion is very important to me.
That's great. I'm really happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this next question is kind of hard, so take your time with it.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm a lot of things, I guess. Like, it's hard to describe people in words, but I guess like if I had to describe myself, like I'm a nice and loving person. I'm probably too caring, unfortunately, sometimes for my own mental stability, because I care about what other people think, and I feel like that's like really important. But yeah, my mom says I'm too tender all the time.
Yeah.
She's like, you're too good, but like, that's what other people say about yourself, and there's just, your own personal opinion. But I think I'm definitely a person that's more driven than they once were, and I do care. I care a lot. I love my people and my community. I'm a big lover. I love people. I love to love people,
People are cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm very protective too. Like I really want everybody to like, no one should have to like deal with like bullying or anything like that. That's just the way I am. Like I have a very low tolerance for that. Yeah. I have a high sense of justice. Fair. There should always be a punishment.
Oh goodness.
I mean, if they've actually done something wrong.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. And like I'm not like a crazy over the top like someone should be punished kind of thing. It's like, the punishment should match the crime. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, cool. Doesn't always have to be over the top. Like if somebody was being badly behaved, then it's like, they can take a little time out and go stand in the corners.
Go sit in the timeout chair.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I'm a lot of things. I'm a homemaker, a streamer. I love to garden. I'm a camper.
Garden? What kind of things do you garden?
Our garden's a little destroyed right now, but the last time I was gardening, I was growing artichokes and Swiss chard, cucumbers, zucchini, and tomatoes.
Delicious.
Yeah, and it was coming out really good. Our cucumbers got real fat.
Nice. Are you into pickling at all?
I did like making my own pickles for a while.
Awesome.
It's pretty good.
I am not a huge fan of cucumbers, so whenever I think of growing cucumbers, it would only be to turn them into pickles.
Pickles are delicious.
They are great.
And pickles and even in their pickled form, they're still really good for you, so.
Yeah. All right. Next question is, outside of race, gender, and career, how would you describe yourself?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like a little sad bean and I need to be wrapped up in lots of blankets, but I usually try to be like a pretty happy person. Despite, my flaws and things, I'm just the kind of person that always tries to do their best.
Yeah. I appreciate that about you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I appreciate that you appreciate that about me.
No problem. I'm gonna go over there. Oh,
You
I
gonna-
fell.
You fell?
Yeah, I'm gonna fall real quick. 1 second. Alright. No, stay where you are. I'm coming over to you.
Okay.
I'm tired of looking at you from far away.
And now you want to look me in the eyes.
Yes. Let's see if I can make this work. Should be able to.
Hey, you make it. I made it.
Yeah, no. There we are. Okay.
Hi.
Look at your pretty purple eyes.
Yes, I'm very purple. I like how shiny your bluey silver eyes are. They got the
Thank you. I can't see myself very well, but thank you.
Yes, it's a very nice avatar.
Okay. Next question is, what is something that scares you?
I guess there's really two big things that scare me. Like, especially like when it comes to like this, like, I guess like my inability to follow through with things and get things done, like that frightens me, because it's like I don't want to like not be able to do streaming, but I also have fears of not being able to do it because of me like of having a day of feeling like I have got the inability to function because of my depression. Like that's a really hard one for me, and it's like and I know that no matter what, that sometimes, even though how hard I try, I'm still gonna have like depressive episodes and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but I don't want that to be something that like overwhelmingly affects my ability to like do this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I can understand that.
I guess my other biggest fear is, you know, it's something I actually see a lot happen on here, is when people have big fights in their communities and there's like a huge falling out and stuff, and it's like, you know, I'm afraid of like that happening, like but like for me, I feel like I shouldn't have a fear of that happening because I've never spurned anyone, but like, you know, like, or maybe having like a fight within your community, like between two members kind of thing. Like, you know, I want to say that like my server is very laxed, and because of that I actually have to update my rules and stuff, because you know I told them something and they didn't listen, and I was like, yeah, that wasn't a suggestion.
That was an actual
like, hey,
rule.
don't do that. So
yeah.
So I have to update my rules so it mirrors that more properly, because I will say this, like, I've got like a not safe for work session. Usually it's like for memes that might be inappropriate for work, or images that like, you know, like news articles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, but they've been using it for other things, which is fine, but I would prefer if they used spoilers on that stuff, because not everyone wants to see it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I want to be cognizant of everybody, you know, like, you know, I know some people don't care, but people do, and I don't want people to feel uncomfortable because, you know, some people don't care about how others see things, but you know, I want it to be fair.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right. So you're scared of fights in your community and not being able to stream anymore. Is that correct? All right.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm understanding.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry. I know sometimes I explain things badly.
No. And also, like, sometimes I don't understand things correctly. That's half of the puzzle. Is that sometimes I just don't know how to understand something.
Yeah, that's why Skull says, like, that's one of the things he liked about me so much, is because he was like, he's like, even though I'm saying it wrong, you still know what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's a really nice feeling. I'm glad he has that.
Yeah, he's like, see, you still know what I'm saying, but they don't, kind of thing. It's like, just making jokes about that, like, when I went to go visit him.
Yeah, that's awesome. The next question is, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to overcome?
Honestly, a lot of my own self-doubt and anxiety. And that's really, really hard for me, because to say, even though now like I sound chipper and stuff like that, there's always just that little part of me in the back of my head that says it's like, you know, you're not worth it or you're not like doing good enough. And but it's a very, very small part of me that like still does that, but it's like, you still hear it.
Yeah. It's still there.
It's still there. It will never fully be gone, but I've really learned how to like manage it.
That's good.
But that does definitely that did definitely make things really hard for me when I first started streaming, because I had a lot of anxiety because I felt like there was a certain expectation that I needed to be filled. Like I thought I couldn't start streaming without like an overlay and stuff like that, and I wanted to get all that set up before I ever started streaming, and then I realized that some people just stream to stream, and I could have been doing that too.
Yeah.
But I overthink sometimes, and that really is a crux for me too.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I'm sorry they had to deal with it, but also I'm glad that you found a way to manage it. I'm really glad that you are where you are right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Because I would say that without the kind of help and stuff from the support from the communities that I have, my therapist, my own family, and the medication I've been put on.
Yeah.
Just because we found out it's like literally it's a chemical imbalance. I can't control it.
Well, that's nice. That's nice to know.
Yeah, so it's a literal chemical imbalance I have that I have no control over. So that's fun.
Yeah,
So,
but hey, at least
I would say I would probably not even be half as good at what I'm doing now if I hadn't had the help and the support that I had before. Like I probably would have quit already. I like that's how much of how down I used to be on myself.
Well, I'm glad that you aren't as much anymore. I don't know how to word it.
I know. I'm glad I'm not a downer either.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you. That's great. The next question is, what frustrates you the most about life?
I think the thing that frustrates me the most about life, or is it just or what frustrates about life in general, or whatever?
However you want to answer that question.
I think the thing that frustrates me the most about life is like myself. Because it's like I've been held back by myself for so long. Like there's so much I could have done, and there's still so much that I wish I could do but can't now because of the way that my person is. Like I'm like a very like I like physical labor and stuff. I'm weird. Like I like working, but like not being able to like have like hold down like a real job. It's very frustrating for me because my one thing that I've always like, this is like my one serious promise like I've made to myself, is I will never be a burden on somebody else. I will always do everything I can to like not be a burden in any way. So, being able to make money would be better, but like, I gotta do what I can for now.
Yeah. And you are. I hope you're proud of yourself for that.
I am proud of myself for that, and sometimes I forget that I should be proud of myself for my accomplishments, because sometimes it gets overshadowed by, how other people view what I view as accomplishments.
Yeah, that's really hard. But you're working on it.
I
am. Next question is there it is. Why'd you agree to the game we were playing?
VR chat's fun, and you seem to be pretty excited about VR chat because you've been wanting to learn more about it, and if I could be helpful, I want to be.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of weird, fun stuff, and we have so many updates and everything they've done. There's a lot I haven't seen on here either, so it's the exploration part of it that's really fun.
What I guess that falls into this next question of like, what's your favorite part about VR chat? Is it the exploration?
Yeah, it is the exploration, and I think it's the avatars too, because it's like this really allows people to like express themselves in just the way they want to be expressed. For some people,
Mm-hmm.
especially like when they get custom avatars, like
Mm-hmm.
like people get to live like the kind of like little VR life that they want to live. It's like, hey, I can't look like this on the outside normally, but I could look like this here.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. I like that.
Yeah,
I like
I
that a
like
lot
that
too.
too.
Yeah.
So, and it's fun because it gives people a really good way to express themselves, except for when they're like meme lords that are blasting their voice through the microphone and blasting music at the same time. Those
Yeah.
people those people can go F themselves. I'm just saying.
Okay. They can be annoying, yes.
Yeah, nothing like entering a lobby and you're hearing a bunch of Shurikens and Narutos running around and like people meme lording at each other at audio breaking sounds level. Yeah.
Goodness. I've not encountered that before, but I'd like to one
I
day.
have. Well, it can be funny sometimes, but there's some people that like do that just to irritate others.
Just to be annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those can be hard to deal with.
Mm.
Because they'll come in and there's people that will come in just to crash servers and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, people are weird.
People are weird.
What is something you are proud of?
How far I've come, especially with this, and my brother was really against the my brother was kind of against the whatchamacallit, the doing the avatar stuff at first, because
Yeah.
he's like, not being mean in any way. He's like you don't know anybody, you're not popular enough, what's gonna set you out posting? I'm like, I'm not looking to be popular or anything. I'm looking to connect with people that also have these similar interests with me and express myself in a fun way, you know what I mean? And it's like, I like D&D and Magic the Gathering and stuff like that, and I use that in expressing my character.
Yeah. Can you tell me a bit more about your character and its design?
Yeah, so a little bit of its design hails from the fact that I really like beholders, but like also, I'm constantly surrounded by cats, so I'm like, yeah, let's have a kitty cat beholder. Why not?
That's cute. I like that.
Yeah. That, and I like the kind of like the lore behind beholders, because beholders like are born from the dreams of other beholders, like, and their appearance stuff comes down to the content they consumed before they fell asleep. So I'm like, yeah, somebody is a meme lord who consumed too much cat content.
I love that. And then poof, you exist.
Yeah. So, and like a lot of, because beholders don't really stick around with their parentage, it's usually like because anytime a beholder meets another beholder, it always becomes like a power struggle kind of thing.
Yeah.
But usually, they try not to sleep, but when they do sleep and like create another beholder, usually the new one that's made either tries to attack the one that created it or run away.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, I don't want to have my butt kicked by the thing that just made me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're territorial as F, even to their own children.
Well, yeah. So when they spawn, do they spawn right next to the sleeper, or do they spawn randomly in the world?
They kind of they spawn out of the literal dream of that beholder and like above it kind of thing, I think.
Ah, okay.
And then because like beholders, like they have like a bunch of arcane knowledge and stuff, like in like the dimensional step and stuff like that, they just like leave.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta re-up my beholder lore a bit better, because I'm giving a very the gist version of it.
I didn't know this much about beholders until now.
Yeah, and there's different versions. Like there's other things that are like beholders, but they're just called seers. And because beholders have like a bunch of well, part of their thing is that they're always constantly seeing, but like my beholder just only has like one eye, because beholders are actually supposed to have multiple eyes and over.
They have little eye stalks.
Yeah, and that's at the end of their tentacles and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't have that because I didn't like that.
You just
And
consumed memes and have cats.
yeah, so they're my extra eyes. My cats are all my extra eyes.
I love it. I love that so
Yeah.
much. Do they have names?
Yeah, the cats actually on there are actually Hecate and Jack. They're my actual two cats.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, we have more cats. So I may have eventually add the other cats we have to my avatar, but we'll see over time because Jack and Hecate, they're always with me all the time. They're Hecate is actually my mom's cat, but she follows me around everywhere. So I was like, and she's the one everybody would see on camera all the time. She was popular, so I was like, all right, here you go. We'll put Hecate on the avatar, and Jack.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
So, were you using a face cam before and then switched to a PNG?
yes, I was originally using a face cam, like for Halloween and stuff like that. I think what kind of helped me grow my following there was that, like, I was actually, for the most part, for my streams, I was wearing like a different costume every day.
That's
Or like
cool.
my first Halloween thing. I didn't really do that this year, but I did. This year was also like when I really started getting into using my PNG tuber because I had started streaming and then I had to stop streaming because I got caught on fire and then
Oh no.
yeah, my hand was at a commission for a while, so
Oh no.
I know.
Do you want to talk about that story?
Okay, so here's what happened. I was having a barbecue with my friends and basically a little bit of accelerant was added to the thing and I was lighting it up and there was a blowback and I got lit on fire.
Oh no.
So
That sounds terrifying.
it was, and I was like, hey, do I still have my eyebrows? And they're like, yeah. I was like, perfect.
Lovely.
And then I looked at my arm and I was like, ooh, that's red.
That's bad.
Yeah, I had to went to the urgent care. It was actually like I felt more bad for everybody else than myself because I actually, again, like my weird brain, like I actually handled it like super calmly. Everybody else was crying and I was like, calm down, guys. I'm okay.
It's just a burn.
I'm not dead. Well, it was a bad burn. It was like a second burn or whatever.
Yeah. I
And
would assume
I had burned part of like my forearm on my left arm, and I had burned pretty much like half, like from my thumb to my middle finger on my right hand.
Oh gosh.
So I was like, yeah, no video games for me for a while.
Goodness.
So what ended up happening from there is, you know, I went to the ER and stuff, and they're like, Jesus, are you okay? And I was like, we'll see how much longer I'm okay for. And they had left me in the room, and then like you kind of know, like, so it was basically, I was having a massive adrenaline rush, and that was the only thing that was keeping me calm.
Yeah.
And then I screamed.
Oh.
I couldn't hold it in anymore. I felt so bad for the nurses. They're like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, sorry, they're like, no, you shouldn't be apologizing at all. You've been burned. We're surprised you held it together this long.
Yeah. Wow. That's an experience.
Yeah, so I had started streaming, then I was out of streaming, and then I was back again.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
About how long was the break?
Ooh, well, probably just a little over a month because it took my hand, because it was like gonna take my hand about 3 weeks to heal, and then like, so like not to like, I'm not like making it trying to be gross or anything. So basically, like my top skin had completely like dried out and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then it
and
just
whatnot.
like, yeah, and it just like it peeled off like one piece.
Oh, awesome. That's
Oh.
cool.
Yeah. So I was like, neat. And I was like, my parents are like grossed out. And I was like, well, and you know, at least I'm not a leather bag anymore.
At least.
And like, you know, I healed up pretty well. You can only kind of partially see like some scarring on my hand now, so.
But
because
hey.
for the most part, I was able to defend myself pretty well against the fire. I ruined my favorite shirt though.
Oh, that's a
Got
bummer.
that on fire.
But I don't know what I was gonna say, but that's I don't want to say cool, but that's an experience.
No, it's fine.
And
like
it's a
I'm always
story.
humor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I survived.
Thanks
That's
for
cool.
sharing.
Cool enough. Let's continue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad you're alright.
there's been a lot of bumpy roads for me in my streaming career.
How long ago did you start?
Uh, so I've already passed like my first year anniversary, and then coming up, this year will be my second year anniversary.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah, in I think July.
Awesome. Congrats.
I got. Thank you. I have to double check because I think I started in June or July of, well, not last year, but the year before last. So yeah, but because it's like my anniversary comes like mid-year because of the way that it's set up.
Yeah. All right. Next question is, what is your most prized possession and why?
Oh shit, I got a lot of cool stuff. Like, honestly, like I just looked up at them too, but my great grandmother made me, or no, my great grandmother, not my great grandmother. My great grandmother handmade me Pokemon figurines.
That's so cool.
They're like little wood. They're not like 3D or anything. They're just like little flat wooden ones, but they're all hand painted and everything, and they're all on their own little pedestals. I'm only missing one from the set because my brother has the not the Bulbasaur. He's got the Squirtle. But I've got Pikachu, Growlithe, Jigglypuff, Vulpix, and Meowth. And she made all of those for me when I was a kid. Probably her handmade toys are my most prized possession. I've got a bunch of handmade toys from her from when I was a child.
That's so cool. I've never heard of that before. That's awesome.
Yeah, my grandma was a woodworker, so my brother's got a lot of handmade stuff from her from when he was a little kid too. Like he's got like his T-Rex and stuff, and she made me a merry-go-round that's got like little Disney characters on it, and like a little doll swing and a doll bed. Like she made me all kinds of cool little wooden things.
Yeah. What I'm most surprised is that it was Pokemon. Like, how were you into Pokemon when you were younger? And
yeah,
I looked them up.
Pokemon. Well, no. So I was really into Pokemon when I was little, and she asked me what Pokemon I really liked, and so little kid brain, I was like, hey, I've got duplicates of these cards, so I sent it to her in a letter, and then she used those cards to make the figures.
That's so cool. That's so smart. That's really neat.
Yeah, because I will say Bulbasaur is my most favorite boy, and I do have a large Bulbasaur collection, but probably my hand card Pokemon figures are my favorite.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's really cool. Next question is, how do you take care of yourself?
Not very well originally, but a lot better now. So my thing is that I used to not be as mindful about like what my body and like my mind really needed. Like I would just continuously be in like stressful situations because I thought that was just normal. So I would just be like, well, what now? And I tried to be a lot more mindful of taking care of myself now. Like as one should, they should always take the time. Like I feel like everybody should take like 10 to 15 minutes to just like if you're having a stressful day, like just take a minute to like yourself and like really breathe, like really just decompress. And because I can understand just how hard it can be, because I've been trying to decompress all week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hope you're able to do that soon.
Yeah, and honestly, having a lot of like moral support and stuff has led me to taking better care of myself. Like I've never been someone that just like lays around and eats junk food all day. I eat pretty healthily. But
Mhm.
like, with my depression, I would just like lay around all day because I would get that, depressive
Yeah.
um
Why bother?
paralysis, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't feel like doing anything. And being on this medications like really helped me a lot to get around that, because I still feel that way sometimes, but then like my brain can make the more decisive decision to just like not do that. Not
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
Let's not lay around all day and waste the day away kind of thing. So I always try to like try to help keep myself motivated too. I always try to like work on something like once a day. Like,
Mm.
I always try to
Yeah.
make sure I'm doing my chores and stuff. And,
Mhm.
always check on the cats. Like I will say this, like taking care of my mom and like taking care of the household has really helped me to try to like organize and like maintain things in my life, because it's like I've already got the organization skills of maintaining and taking care of a household. I should be able to do it for
Yeah.
myself.
That can be hard sometimes.
But yeah, I think something people should really do is, even if you feel like you don't have time, you should take time for yourself. I think that's extremely important. And I just, even though I was like, around, and laying down and stuff, I wasn't really taking time for myself. I was just being depressed.
You're just coping.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
So,
sense.
yeah, taking time to really think about things and, giving yourself the time you need is, I think it's very important, because I don't think people give themselves enough breaks.
I agree.
I feel like people are so used to having to be high strung and like doing all this stuff that like when it comes to relaxing, it's like people don't know how to do it anymore, or they don't feel like they've earned it.
Yeah. We haven't really, our culture doesn't, well, at least I'm assuming American culture, Western culture, doesn't do a very good job of teaching us how to relax and take care of ourselves.
Yeah, like one of my favorite things to do, like to really take care of myself, is even though I can't really go around to a lot of places, I take the time to just sit outside and like be in the sun.
That's really nice.
Yeah, because it's like it's healthier than sitting inside all day like a vampire, so
And the sun feels nice sometimes.
it does.
I'm glad you have that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question is, what is a question you wish me to ask you?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Uh,
Nothing came up where you're like, man, I wish you would ask me this question because I want to answer it.
well, not really, cause like my thing is that like I've been asked this before, but like kind of like some of my things I'm like trying to be better about is that like I don't really talk about myself unless people
Ask.
like ask, yeah, or
Yeah.
prompt it or something, yeah, because usually I'm just like, oh, if they want to know, they want to know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
If you don't have one, that's all right. I'm just curious.
No, it's cool. Like, really, I don't know. Like, I really like. I want to say, I'm trying really hard, but like because I don't really ever like do that. I don't know, because this has probably been like one of the most times I've like talked about myself.
Mm.
Because like I like usually like if it has something to do with the current conversation, like I'll talk about things and stuff like that, like how we were talking about like streaming and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I got a question. Do you have any questions that are on your questionnaire that you'd like to ask me that you can answer?
That. Oh, so many double negatives. What? Do I have any questions that I want to ask you?
That weren't on the questionnaire.
Well, the thing
Because
is,
there's something that you want to know about me that you might not necessarily thought of to ask. Oh, there we go.
Well,
Work around.
this whole time, the way I do it is I have like about 20 questions that I have.
Mhm.
But if something comes up, I give myself permission to ask a question about it. And that's where we got on the tangent of streaming, because I had questions about that because I didn't know.
Yeah, of course. And I'm like, I'm really always happy to answer like anything.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, God. Ugh. Sorry.
Approaches. No, it's good.
Besides cats, do you have another pet that you wish you could own? Type of pet?
A dog.
A dog? What kind?
Let's see here. So like while I do like certain pure breeds and stuff, I'm really I really like Muttley dogs because just because
they're very lovable.
They are very lovable, but also just generally they usually live longer and they're healthier because you know, there's a lot of problems that pure breeds have because people have bred those problems into the dogs.
Yeah, for sure, I agree.
And so like that's why I'm like, you know, I'm the kind of person that like if I'm gonna pick out a pet, I'm gonna go and like find that pet and like we'll have a connection kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, because all of our cats kind of like chose us kind of thing. Like from my mom, like all the way back to like our first cat, which was her name was Mariah, but like, you know, her nickname for her entire life was Lambrain, which is like a really weird because it was like a gag version of calling her like a lamprey, like a little limpet.
Yeah.
Because she was always attached to somebody's side.
That's so cute.
So, you know, she picked my mom wanted an orange cat, but and Lammy wasn't an orange cat. She was a gray cat with like white markings. She picked my mom. She reached out of her little kennel and grabbed onto my mom, and my mom took her home.
Aww.
So like
cute.
I feel like, you know, while we do pick our pets pick us too.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of been the case with all of our cats. Because, you know, my mom got Philip because she wanted him because he was another gray and white kitty. But we had Jack there too. And my dad's like, you can't take one without taking the other. My mom's like, I don't want Jack, and Jack's my cat now. That's my cat. He wanted me. So he's right here behind him, touching his back.
That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, everybody's giving me the stink eye because I woke Jack up, so he went, eh. And then, like, I just realized Hecate was buried in the blankets and raised her head up and looked at us.
What? Why?
Yeah, oh, Kerns, you're here too.
Alright, I think, yeah, this is the last question.
Okay.
When are you the happiest?
Honestly, probably, like, when I'm spending time with others. Because, like, I was so used to being alone for like a long time that like I thought that was just normal, and that like, you know, when I did, and originally when I was with others, you know, it took me a long time to learn what real friends were and who was actually using me. And like I think that had put a sour taste in my mouth for friendship for a long time, but like, you know, having friends and having stuff to do is probably like the happiest I've been in a long time. I love doing stuff with my family and stuff too. But that's, you see them all the time.
Yeah, there's a difference between family and friends.
Yeah, so I want to say I'm probably the happiest when I'm with people that I am close to.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad you have people that are close to you. That's a great thing to have.
It is. Oh, Kerns, get out of here. Sorry, he like, because I've got the controller in my hand, he's like trying to swat it out of my hand and make me pet him.
Yeah. Alright, well that's all my questions.
It sounds like you're getting ready for a nap.
No, I'm just a little hungry. I need to go eat. But, is there anything else you want to say or mention before we do a wrap up?
Well, Curtains, first off, you're very distracting. Like, he's, like, trying to climb up in my lap and stuff, so, like, not right now, mister. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, I'm really appreciative of this chance for us to, like, really get to know each other better, and I hope that my interview hasn't put a sour taste in your mouth about me.
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, it's put a sweet taste in my mouth, if anything else.
That's good. Uh, so, and I really appreciated like because I've never done anything like this before, so this has
Mhm.
been pretty fun, and I'm glad that we've like taken the time. I'm sorry that I haven't been as available to do this sooner,
It's
and
okay. Life
I hope that
happens.
like we're also able to do more, just outside this too, because I would like to
For
do
sure.
like gaming and stuff with you too. I'm always looking
Yeah.
for people to game with that want to play more than Phasmophobia.
Yeah. If my schedule works out and I find myself more time, definitely. I'd like that too.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
And
yeah.
Saturdays are always like my freebie day to
Mm.
do whatever. So, or I'm open to like moving days around too. So, my
Mhm.
schedule is always very open. So, I'm always the person that's very easy to adapt their schedule to other people's schedule.
All right, cool. Good to know.
Hey,
Um, so I guess I need to figure out how to wrap this up. 1 second. Let me move over here because now we're wrapping up. My next question. It's not really a question, but you know what I mean. Uh, I don't know how to wrap this thing up, but where if you enjoyed, you the listener, viewer, whatever, whoever you are, the third invisible party, um,
indeed.
if you enjoyed this talk with Void Game Archive, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
you probably would enjoy the rest of their stuff. So where can we find the rest of your stuff, Voidy?
I do have a Discord, and I mean, so so pretty much you can find everything on my Twitch, which is under my hand, Voids
Mhm.
Game.
Okay.
And from there, I do have links to everything else. If anybody else wants to go, I'm very open. You guys can message me, stuff like that. Like I've said plenty of times, I'm always open to making more friends, having more people join our community and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I'm always down to help out others. If you need help and there's something that I seem to know about that you're curious about, hey, I'm here.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So go check them out. They're great people. They're good being.
I try to be. I try
You
to
do what
be.
you can, and
I do
that's
what I
good
can.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And then
Well,
and then we break it down. Oh wait, hold on. And then we break it down.
that
Don't
we
know what
do.
dance I'm doing, but I'm doing the cat dance.
Well, thank you again for this. I can assume that you had a good time because you keep mentioning that you did, but
I
yeah,
did. This has been fun. I
it's a
hope
lot
to
of fun.
take you on to do more exploring next time, and hopefully it won't try to keep fighting your frame rates because
Yeah,
been there.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you again, and yeah,
Yeah, of course.
thank you.
Hope you everybody's had a good time, and I'll
Yeah,
catch you all later at some point.
some other time. All right.
All right.
Recording over.